Hello everybody, this is Demand2 from the Geek Corner, and today I'm joined by...
Toast694
and...
JK-Rat10.
And today we are looking at the Nintendo DS. Now, the Nintendo DS has been a very important part of gaming history as it's the first handheld console, or first console at all, to go touchscreen. So, we have here the very first kind of DS. As you can see, it's very old, it's actually hanging off its hinges there. Does anyone have any comments about the first DS?
When the first DS came out, it was such a big deal, and I remember there being adverts where you would have the DS on the lap, and there would be a guy and a girl next to it, and it was brilliant. It was just like, do you want to touch it? Can I touch it? And then it would go down, and it would see a DS screen, and it would just say, DS, touch me. It was wonderful.
Oh yeah, it was very big as well. So it's like everything was a bit more chunky, which kind of showed it. But at the time, we didn't care.
And of course, it had tiny DS styluses as well.
Yeah, it was very tiny. It's like easy to.
I remember definitely not wanting to buy a DS, seeing as simply everything on it was Nintendogs at that time.
Yeah,
everyone was going on about Nintendogs, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, the first games on there were kind of bad. You just got Nintendogs where the dog doesn't grow up after about a year or so.
Okay, well guys, we're a minute and a half into the video, so we'd better move on to the Nintendo DS Lite. This is yours, Toby, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's quickly compare it to the original DS. We've got...
Well, the idea is it's lighter, I guess.
A much smaller system. Do we have larger screens?
I think
slightly.
Yes.
But it was only very slight. I remember the upgrades were it was just lighter, fits in your pocket,
and of course it is so much thinner than the original DS.
I think this was also with the release of New Super Mario Bros, which is to this day I think one of the best hits on the DS system. Okay, next up.
Next up is one of the newest, of course. This is the DSi. This came out a couple of years ago. So, improvements from the DS Lite, we have, again, slightly bigger screen. We have a camera, which obviously... Two cameras.
Yeah, the camera was main attraction, I think.
Which is the main part of the whole selling point.
And you could also do the sketching.
Yeah.
You could do the lovely little sketchbooks.
Sketchpad, that's the one. And of course, this added the Wi-Fi and the DS downloadables.
And they replaced the power button from like up in the bottom right, top right, I mean, for the old one to the side of the DS Lite,
and SD cards, which I don't know if that's been a feature that anyone's actually used.
I've used it.
You've used it, okay.
Yeah,
well,
anyway, so these are the three main DS consoles. I mean, obviously there's the DSi XL, but that's
totally a fake. It's a wannabe.
It's just exactly the same as the DSi, but bigger.
Yeah,
it's just a bigger screen.
I mean, I know a couple of people with it, but no one really cares about it.
Yeah, if anything, it pixelates the pictures.
Yeah.
I've seen Pokemon play.
Anyway, the reason we are actually here today is because JK Rat here, give us a wave, JK Rat. That's it, good. JK Rat here has acquired his own copy or version of the 3DS. So, do you want to talk us through the console, Jake?
Well, as you can see, the first feature is there's two cameras on the front.
It's got like little snake bites.
Yeah, or like little beady eyes.
Yeah.
And, well, this enables you to take photos in 3D. So, yeah.
Obviously, we can't give any examples on the 3D in this video because it just wouldn't show up on camera.
Yeah, but it is there. And once you look at it, you will realise it's not, like, gimmicky or anything like that. It's like, wow.
Okay, well, let's open it. Let's open it up.
It is a bit of a mind.
When you open it up, there's very distinctive... changes.
Let's compare it to the DSi quickly.
Firstly, there's an analog stick.
Of course, so that's kind of copying the PSPs there.
Yep, as well as it's got the original D-pad and the XYBA buttons.
So everything that makes it distinctively a DS is still there.
Yeah, but they've also got...
It's still got two screens and one of them is still touchable.
Yep, and they've also got the start and the select button are on the same part, and they've also added a home button. Now...
So that makes it a little bit more like the Wii.
It is gained Wii features as well, like the Mii's. I've noticed on there.
It's got like things on there like you can do Mii Creator, Mii Plaza, but the thing is with these, they're very chunky and you have to press them down quite hard, rather than the old one where you just slip your finger over the top and it's done.
Right. Okay. So you think that's a disadvantage?
Is that a volume?
No, that button there actually enables you the 3D, so you don't just have it like full on, or you can. or full off. You can have.
Oh,
like,
so if
in
you're maybe
between.
feeling sick or your eyes
Yeah.
getting a bit strange, you can
Yeah, you can turn
okay.
it down, and it won't affect the gameplay. All it would do is just take from 3D to 2D.
Well, we're 5 minutes into the video, and I think, Jake, it's about time you turn it on.
Yeah.
Alright then, let's do this. The power button's on the other side now as well.
Really not a big deal, that little bit there.
Right, now, first bit here is I don't have a game in, and there's also a very distinct change in the game cartridges. Such as, this is Pokemon White.
Can you turn it off 3D mode, Jake? I think that'll probably make the... Yeah.
There you go. Right, now, here's Pokemon White. Now, you see it.
Nintendo DS game.
Yeah, normal Nintendo DS game, it's like exactly the same. Now, compare it to the 3DS game.
Wow, so it's a completely different shaped game cartridge.
Yeah, you've got the bigger bit here, which like hooks on, and you've got these bits here a bit bigger in size, and it's more obvious if you do it like put them on top.
This is like a proper sequel then, because up to now, I mean, I don't think, well, apart from very few, there are no games especially for the DSi. I mean, there's the odd one that can only be played because of the camera, but it's very few. But this is an actual new console.
From my understanding, the changing of the cartridge is one way they're trying to get it out, but it's not actually a DS system, because it's similar, because the DS stands for dual screen, but this is a 3D screen, so it's a completely different console overall. I think it's supposed to be the next step up.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a 3DS colour. That'd be amazing. 3DS Advance, FE.
So yeah, you've got here 2 games to show us today, Jake.
Right, now, another thing which is a bit like with Xboxes as mainly anyway, when you put in an old game, you'll just get like a little symbol of the game.
Yep.
Like, you know, like if you got like Oblivion in, it will just have like a little symbol of Oblivion. But if you put like a newer game in, you'll get like a
full screen of the
yeah. And with this, if you put a 3D game in, you'll get something like this.
Wow, and that can be
really
turned
cool.
into 3D.
Yeah, and that can be turned also into 3D.
Just by upping and down the little...
Let's do that just for our own entertainment. It will probably look really bad on the video, but...
Oh, what?
You have to be looking right on top of it to see the 3D.
No one, like... It's only centered on one person looking at it. So if you have like a group of friends going, hey, look at this 3D, they'll just see like 2 images.
You're going to have to take my word on it, though, as being the person here looking at it. It does look good.
Yeah. I've only got Rayman in 3D because that's the deal we got. Now, here comes my first criticism. The price of it is very big.
What, the console itself or the games?
The console itself, mainly.
How much does the console cost, Jake?
Well, in game, when I went down to the store there, it costed something like £209 just for the console itself.
Okay.
And when you got a game with it, it would cost £240.
240, so that makes the game about £31 then in a bundle.
Yeah.
So on its own, that would be what, £50?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it'd still be a same price as a normal DS game.
Right, so they're only about £25 each on the internet.
Yeah. But
I'm sorry for our American viewers, but we have no idea how many dollars that is.
and there's also well, you can get certain deals, but it's still very pricey. I got this and Rayman for £209 overall.
Can I just ask a main question that I think maybe lots of the viewers will want to know is, from playing it, how long have you had it?
Oh, I've had it since Sunday.
Okay, since Sunday.
And today is Friday, so that's a whole week.
So you've had a week of playing. Is it worth it? In your opinion, is this worth it, or were you just as happy on the DS Lite?
Well, it's a lot more new stuff on here. That's another thing, and there are a lot of things you can't get on the DS Lite, and it gives you a different feel altogether. It doesn't feel like a normal DS. It feels something different. So it's new, as well as you got all the different features. Like everything on this can be seen in 3D.
So do you find yourself using the analog stick more than the direction pad?
Yeah, I use the analog stick more. But that affects some gameplay on like older games.
Okay, well, Jake, tell us a little bit about backwards gameplaying. So if you take Rayman out and put Pokemon in for a second, what's your opinion of this feature? Is it as good playing old games on this as it was on your old DSi? Or?
That's where a little criticism of mine comes in.
Okay.
Playing it on the normal DS, which is like what it's made for, you get like crystal clear everything. But when you put it on the 3DS, since the screen is bigger, it has to shrink to fit this format right. See, if you've got these black bits here, where the actual screen doesn't
margins.
end. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when I start the game up.
A bit like on TV when you try to watch a not widescreen
Yeah.
show on a
Now,
widescreen.
the first thing that I noticed was it's a little bit blurry. Compared to what it's normally like on a DS, it's a little blurrier.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
sure the
it's
camera will pick
difficult
that,
to tell on camera, but we're going to
Yeah.
have to believe you on that one.
Yeah,
Jake.
I'll take your word on that actually, because I noticed that I had the I had Pokemon Black in right next to Pokemon White.
Yeah.
and I could see, you know, I'm on my DS Lite and you're on the 3DS, and I could see there was
Yeah.
that slight difference.
Yeah, it's like you got like a slight little fading greyish colour around everything.
Nothing that would hugely affect the gameplay.
It's
at all,
not
but
like disturbing or like distracting at all. It's just like, oh, that's a bit iffy, but that's about it for the graphics point.
Okay, and what about for new games? How is that? How are the actual 3DS games?
Right then, I'll just go in. The home button also lets you go straight to home.
So it's a bit like just tapping the off button on the DSi.
Yeah, you can basically do that. There's also a new feature, which is sleep mode, where it gets a bit complicated because you can now take your DS, put it in sleep mode, and walk around with it.
What do you mean, Jake?
As in, like, you put it to sleep mode, put it in your pocket, and you just, like, when you walk around town or stuff like that, it will give you, like, step meters.
So it's like a pedometer.
Yeah, but I thought it was pedometer at first.
Pedometer. Okay.
Okay, and when you do that, you get, like, little coins things. Now, I haven't fully explored everything in this, but if you see, like, there, it will change to a coin.
There it is.
And I have no idea what they're used for yet, but I plan to find out. There's also a thing called Street Pass. Now, if you walk past someone with another 3DS, and they have like a Mii, and they've gone onto the street, the Mii Plaza, if I just show you on here, they've gone to this thing. It's where you can, like, your characters will interact with theirs.
Oh,
as you walk
okay. And
past.
then when you next look at your DS, does it then show
Yeah,
up?
I think so, because I haven't like walked past anyone with a 3DS because I doubt anyone wants to carry them around outside. But
this is beginning to sound maybe slightly like the Pokewalker, which we
Yeah.
got with Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have a very negative point of view, unfortunately, on the 3DS, which is I've only tried it briefly, and I've tried it in game before when they were trying to sell it off, and I felt, well, yeah, this is really cool stuff, but like the Pokewalker or even the Nintendo Wii,
You think it's a novelty?
it's a novelty, and it's
Right.
you know, it's there for the first 5 minutes, but in the end, how is that going to actually affect overall gameplay? Most of the games that are now on Wii, you could probably have made them for the GameCube, and there wouldn't be that much difference.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
it's a fair comment.
unfortunately.
we're going to have to wrap this video up now, guys.
oh man, there's so much more you can show with the 3DS actually.
So,
Final thoughts, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
do you recommend it?
I recommend it for like the hardcore DS fans. It is a good thing. The 3D part is brilliant on it, but if you're not willing to spend that much for a DS or a handheld console, then you'd just be better off with the DSi, basically.
And now here's the verdict. Toby, will you be
I'm-
getting one?
I think I'm going to wait till it goes down in price, which I have a feeling, much like the Wii, it may well do.
Yeah.
But it may be that actually it skyrockets, and that you find that there's so much on demand
Yeah.
that I'll have to get hold of one quickly. But I'll probably stick with my DS Lite for a bit longer, I think.
Okay, and I
you,
guess
Dan?
me.
Yeah.
I will. Right, I'm definitely going to get one at some point. I might wait till July, September time, somewhere around then. They're not even next to each other. I might wait till around then, but I will definitely get one eventually. Anyway, one last thank you to Tobster694
Hey,
for
guys.
your commentary, and thank you to JK Rats 10 for
Yep.
bringing in the 3DS.
No problem.
I hope you enjoy.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Fine. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Whoosh.
Objection!